Yeah, right? Niggas ignored us. Oh, world. Let me take this wrapper off. No free promo. All right. 3, 2, 1. What's the deal, people? It's your boy, the one and only, your host that do the most, Mr. Vira himself, aka the villain, because they hate me for my opinion. Welcome back to another episode of the Vira Way Podcast. Make sure you share, like, subscribe to the channel. I got the whole squad in the building as always. We got
Messiah the Great. You already know what time it is.
Messiah the Great here to lead the way. We got Cali the one, Mr. Light Skin, the one, not the two.
Yes, sir.
What's the deal? We got a special guest in the building. Go ahead and introduce yourself to the people, my boy.
Jason Ingber, thanks. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed.
My guy, Jason, man.
Messiah.
Hey, my guy. And where can they find you? Because you got your own podcast. You got your own,
I'm
you know.
on Instagram next to Messiah and sitting here.
In case you don't know, my boy is Jewish, you feel me? So shout out to the Jews. We tapped in, which is why he's intrigued with the whole Messiah thing, But it's a lot going on. We got the whole Drake saga, Drake versus the whole industry. We got OJ recently passed, so we're going to tap into OJ, and we got much, much more. But let's start with the elephant in the room. You got Drake versus the entire rap industry. Now, as we all know, Kendrick Lamar kicked it off on Metro Boom's album, the track with him and Future, Like That, where he threw shots at Drake, he threw shots at J. Cole. J. Cole responded. Shortly after his response, he comes and apologizes and gracefully bows out. The wildest thing I'd have never seen in hip-hop in a rap battle ever. So he bows out. Drake responds, sets the internet on fire. 2 hours later, Rick Ross responds, set the internet on fire. You got the Future throwing pop shots at Drake over here. You got, what's the boy name? The other boy, Flacco.
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky throwing shots over here.
Shit, John Moran. You got all
John
that.
Morant throwing shots over here. So let's get right into it, man. How y'all feel about this Drake track? How y'all feel about the Rick Ross track? And how y'all feel about Kendrick's verse? Who do y'all feel won round one?
Y'all know I got K-Dot.
You got K-Dot?
Yeah.
I got K-Dot. He ain't even have to spit too much for me. Just the fact of what he set off. But I'm not gonna lie. Drake gave him some. When you break his shit down, he gave him some decent bars. But it was more mid to me than anything. But I feel like K-Dot I don't know. He's just in a different box to me. That's probably why I may be biased. But I feel like K-Dot did more of the energy, even the small shots. It only took him a few bars just to set it off the way he did. People did whole songs and you still comparing, contrasting, and it's not as heavy.
They gonna say you West Coast bias. They gonna say, man, you from the West, you West Coast bias.
So be it. But if we really break it down, Kendrick is probably the most lyrical in the game right now. At least for sure, top 3. He can get with the best of them. He's been doing it with the best of them. And he's showing improvement every time.
Let me ask you this, because they were saying J. Cole was one of the top lyricists. So with him apologizing and bowing out, is he now disqualified from being in that title?
You can't really say that he's. You can say he's disqualified as an all around.
He's disqualified.
Yeah, you can say that, but it don't matter. Bar for bar, putting J. Cole in a ring with anybody. That's not just That's like saying go get a battle rapper and make him battle one of these rappers. These battle rappers gonna kill one of these rappers. Are you gonna say one of them battle rappers is better than J. Cole? No, you're not. So bar for bar, just breaking down rap as a lyrical way, J. Cole is still at the top. He's still one of them tops, but above K-Dot, no. Because K-Dot gonna get you from every angle. It don't matter.
You familiar with what's going on with the whole Drake thing? Rick Ross? You know who Rick Ross is?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
Oh, okay. Let me know something.
Rick Ross. He had that track with Kanye, Devil in a New Dress.
Yeah, for sure. I guess him and Drake is beefing right now. They're going back and forth. I don't know over what. Oh, no, you know what? Ross said Drake sent the cease and desist letter to French Montana. Mm-hmm. So he unfollowed him after that. Like, damn, this ain't the same Drake. I remember when you was happy to hang around in the studio and just happy to be around us. You feel me? Like, what's going on? How you feel about it, Kali?
I give Drake's diss a solid 8 out of 10. I think that the unedited version, or whatever you want to call it, the unmixed, the mastered version was good. I think the final version was good as well. The shots he sent at Kendrick, to be honest, he said some shit about him having a size 7 and a 50% deal or the 50% split. Outside of that, he really didn't go at bro that tough, in my opinion. And like, he made it more of a catchy thing, and it didn't, to me, hit harder than Kendrick's. So in my opinion, I think Kendrick has the upper hand. I also think Kendrick has the upper hand still because Kendrick's verse set the whole industry on fire, right? And his verse was only 53 seconds. Drake's song was 3 minutes and 56 seconds or something like that. So they've already put out full songs off of a 56-second response. So Kendrick has a whole nother complete song that he's able to do of material that nobody has heard yet. You get what I'm saying? They've kind of already shot out their first jabs. He still really hasn't shot his first big shot yet. So in this manner, I think he still has the upper hand. And I also, because I listened to all of the disses over and over and over again the last few days. In my opinion, I think Kendrick's is still the best. I understand that.
So what did you rate Kendrick's?
I rate Kendrick's a 9 out of 10.
A 9 out of 10?
So it was that close?
So Drake 8.5,
No,
Kendrick
I
9
rate
out
Drake
of
an
10.
8. I rate Drake an 8.
An 8?
8 out of 10, 9 out of 10.
What you rate Ross shit?
Ross, I'm gonna be honest. I rate Ross's somewhere in there. To me, I wasn't really focused on his as much. I liked more so his talking points than the bars. Me personally.
I was about to say that, like,
So,
the end
yeah,
hit harder than
that
the
was-
actual bars.
That was more so my thing with it. Bar wise, it was cool. I had to listen to it a couple times to feel the beat and like get, I guess, the cadence of it. But besides that, I give it like probably a solid 7.5, 8 out of 10.
Nah, that beat is a classic. That's an old school. I ain't gonna say old school. So it's like a.
You know, but I might be lacking somewhere.
Yeah, no, that beat is definitely a classic. A lot of rappers freestyle over.
Mhm.
You know what? I'm gonna say this. It's hard to judge a verse versus a song because I feel like Kendrick's was just like a pop shot. It wasn't an actual diss record. It was a feature on somebody else's record. So it's hard to match it up to Drake's song. But I'm gonna give Drake his credit, bro. He's going at like 7 different rappers. And he's slid.
Mhm.
Everybody's saying it's mid, it's this, it's that. Drake was talking some shit, bro. Like, I went back and I played it a couple times. He talking heavy.
Cuz said
He's talking heavy.
Cuz said you in a big step because you wear a size 7.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, that was some,
But
that was some
also-
shit.
but what
That's
you
a
just
bar.
said, too,
The way he said it, like the way he slid on it, like how you a big stepper.
delivery's
you
a big
wear-
part of it.
Exactly, a
But
mid-size 7.
What
Like,
you
come
just
on.
said too, to me, proves more that Kendrick has a better verse because I'm not really judging Drake's response to Kendrick. I'm not judging the whole song. I'm only judging it from the couple of bars that he gave him back. So based off that, I feel like Kendrick still was more direct because he really came out and said, "Fuck all you niggas, it's up. I'm snatching tattoos and whatever, and it's smoke with all."
But I'm gonna say this though, because is it more direct? Because he didn't really say Drake's name. Drake actually said his name. He said, "Fuck what Cole talking about."
Fuck
That
the
Kendrick shit was trash. It wasn't hot.
He's saying that now, but like they said, it's been going on.
Yeah.
Drake been throwing shots at him subliminally. He said, "Fuck the big 3." How more direct you need to be?
Well, I'm looking at it like a rap battle, right?
Mm.
If MC1 go first thing we all look for is a rebuttal to what MC1 said. So the fact that Drake was able to flip the Michael Jackson line
It's crazy.
was crazy. The Prince Michael Jackson line,
That was his hardest.
what he
part.
flipped it, he said, yeah, it's the difference between Mike then and Mike now. What's a prince to a king? You my son. That was crazy. If that was in the rap battle, the building would have went nuts.
Nah, that
So
was
I'm giving
cool.
him points for that. And like I said, he's getting dissed from
Every code.
every single angle. It's like I'm not really tripping on the Weeknd and
ASAP and all that.
ASAP. It's like the only thing with ASAP is ASAP came out and said, "Hey, I fucked your baby mama before you got with her."
Yeah.
It's low key nothing else you can say after
Yeah.
that.
It's nothing else you can say, but
And our wife Rihanna and you was obsessing over her. So
Yeah.
it's like I got you in both lanes. So what could you really say? I fucked your baby's mother, your kid's mother. I had her first.
Yeah.
No matter what you say in the song as a man, it ain't no coming back from that. That's just me though.
That's a fact. I think.
How you feel about that, Johnny?
Man, that's some heavy shit to say that. Even if it's for the art, like on some level, he said that. So if they meet at like a Coachella,
It could be a rap. Yeah.
Do you
Not
think
really,
it's?
though. It's like,
Can you come back from that though? Like if he want to squash it, say, you know what, I'm
Yeah,
over the
you
rap
can.
beef. But I done already just told the world I slept with your kid's mother.
You can. You know why he can? Because he knows his kid's mother is a hoe regardless. So he already knows that. He knows that. So I think at first it might tickle him a little bit, but later down the line, you know what it is. I think he knows what it is and he accepted the fact. That's why he tried to cover it up in the beginning anyway.
Well, she is a porn star.
So it's like it is what it is.
If
It's
people,
like,
if people that had Rihanna before, he didn't have.
that's
it.
what I'm saying too. So it's like,
Even on top of that, now it's different. Like how Drake be going after niggas females when they still with him. You know what I mean? Like if ASAP was to snatch her up while Drake was still fucking with her, then I think his points would be stronger. But even like I guess he hit it first, so he owns Ray J too.
Nah, but looking at verse for verse, what he said about Ross, he like, I can't believe you coming after me, you 50, and how could I be your number one fan when every number one hit, I put it in your hand?
Yeah.
So you needed me on your features for every one of your number one songs. Without me, you're not on the charts at all. So how are you dissing me?
true, but I think at the same time, we all know in the rap community that we fuck with Ross. Like there's some songs that I really fuck with and some body of work that I feel like I like. I can't necessarily name it like right off the top of my dome, but I know that he's had some staple verses throughout rap. Not saying that he's again a number one contender, but I feel like that gives him the right to shoot at bro. And they peers, like, so it's like, what, I can't shoot at you?
How's all these niggas that was best of friends now y'all beefing with Drake? What's really going on with Drake behind the scenes? Or what's really going on with these niggas at the end of the day? Now everybody beefing at the same damn time. Ross beefing with Drake now. You should have did that when Meek was going at him. You should have chose your side then.
That is a good point because when him and Meek was going back and forth, Ross played that playing both sides type of position. Like, I'm still cool, but you jump out the window because he sent a cease and desist to French Montana. So now if I'm Meek, I'm looking at Ross like, how cool is we? Because I'm signed directly to your label.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking you feel me? I go at Drake, it should have been us. You played the background. You played both sides. French Montana, you jumped out the window for him. So what's really going on behind the scenes?
I think too is more nuanced, and you never know what was the icing on the cake to a certain situation. You never know. He could have gave him passes. They could have discussed things, and that could have just been the icing on the cake. Could have been the final straw.
Man, you on my label. 50 going go after any nigga going after his artist. Majority of people will. If y'all sign my label, if I'm with the Viral Way, it's us. Anybody going after him is going after me.
Period.
That's the end of that. It's not even a discussion. So
Even if we was
yeah,
cool.
yeah, exactly.
Because you coming after the umbrella. If you attack him and you make him look bad, you making the whole umbrella look bad. So, you feel me? You got to draw a line somewhere. But Ross said some shit, though. Ross was talking heavy. Said, you need to give Wayne some more money. He gave you your whole style. He gave you the juice. You need to give Baby some money. You need to give Rapper lots of money because they pretty much backed you in the industry and gave you that image.
Ross was saying a lot like he basically don't write his raps. Like how can we respect that type of shit? It's like all y'all niggas doing is after making 1 million hits with this nigga. So it's like, but this is a good look for Drake because at the end of the day, everybody going after him, so that's really making him look like the king of the throne. Like everybody coming after me now type shit.
He's looking like Thanos right now. He's looking like
crazy. Y'all don't ever look at it the other way though, because I was low-key looking at it the other way, which I feel like is, does anybody else see a problem? Like, if 10 people feel a type of way about you, or 15 people, at what point do we start to look at that person and be like, are they the problem? Whatever's going on, like, I feel like he is for sure Thanos, and that's what it looks like, but I'm just saying from that devil's advocate standpoint of, okay, if all 20 people have the same story, is the story true? Whatever that story is.
I mean, what's the story?
That's what I'm
The
saying,
only
like-
story I know is Drake is fucking all these niggas bitches. And they be mad about it. So that's what it looked like to me. Is Drake is fucking all these rappers' girls, or the girls they want, and they waiting for a moment to jump out the window. Because it's going to look bad if I just jump out there like, oh, I'm mad because you slept with this chick I wanted. So now I'm using an excuse. Oh, you sent the cease and desist to French Montana.
What was
Like,
that
come
even,
on,
what was
bro.
that even
Really?
about? The cease and desist. What was that for?
I think it was for like a song to not be released, either a song or a project to like not be released type shit. Like me and you do a song, or maybe you sample
verse
my
on
voice
there,
and
yeah.
my verse, and whatever happened behind the scenes, I have instead of me telling you, I have my lawyer send you some paperwork like, hey, that can't come out. So Ross
Looking at it like you want French little, you want French career to die off type shit.
Maybe. Yeah.
Well, basically, I don't know. He called him a white boy for like 5 minutes straight. Like, you're a white boy with Wranglers on, with no underwear. So I'm like, I don't know. He was attacking him,
Which is crazy.
which is crazy.
How,
It
you
actually
know,
was
how do you
funny.
know he don't got no underwear on?
Is French
You doing
Montana
weird
the
shit.
guy that Donald Trump got out of prison in like a foreign country? Is that him?
That was A$AP Rocky.
Nah.
Nah, that was A$AP Rocky. He's one of the ones dissing Drake as well.
A$AP Rocky stay out of it.
Yeah, A$AP got to fall back because I heard his lines. He's not rapping on a level to be going at Drake.
It's Drake and Kendrick. That's all we really are waiting for. Everything else is just the brown bread at cheesecake before the dinner comes. Like, to me, at this point, just the appetizer, just something to keep me interested until the main card comes, which is Kendrick. Now he got. Would y'all say he's on the clock right now?
No, he's
After
definitely
Drake
on
was
the clock.
climbing?
He's definitely on the clock, and I thought when Drake released his song, because they said Kendrick already has one in the chamber,
I saw that as
I
well.
believe he should have immediately released his on top of Drake's to drown Drake's out. Because now people are letting Drake's marinate, and now the clock is ticking on you. Because back in the days, you could wait months to release a response.
Yeah.
You got to realize when Jay-Z released Takeover, Nas didn't release either till like 6 months later. But we're in the digital age of streaming where everything is instantaneous. So if you're not responding in 2-3 hours, people looking at it like you ducking smoke.
But it's wild to put Kendrick on the clock when nobody put Drake on the clock. Niggas was just patiently waiting. I can't wait till Drake drop his. Like,
That's true.
niggas never had no time slot for good. Like, whenever he drop it, he drop it.
I think he got the benefit of the doubt because if I'm wearing the crown, it's like you got to give me some leeway. It's like I'm the champ. You have to convincingly beat the champ. Like,
Who says he was really wearing a crown?
Is he not?
Obviously, Kendrick don't feel that way. That's
I don't
why
think
he's
he
doing
is.
what he's doing.
I don't think he is, because the only time niggas started doing all of this is when Kendrick started saying something. Like, besides that, nobody's really trying to battle each other. Nobody's like pushing the pen, it seems like. I'm sure there are a whole bunch of other artists, but within the mainstream that we know, the big three, it seems like they really start to get competitive on and the surrounding rappers only when he comes out and says something.
Kendrick is like a nigga like, yeah, I'm gonna allow you to do that until I step on the court. Then we see who the king of the court. When I get in the game. When I'm not in the game, yeah, you can have it. But when I jump in, then we see who really holding that throne.
This is my thing with Kendrick. A lot of people don't know Kendrick was actually a battle rapper. He used to be in the pit out here on the West, actually battling. He actually has battles on YouTube from like 05. Like, he used to be in the pit with Daylight and Disaster. If anybody's familiar with the battle rap culture, you already know them as legends in the game. So he's actually come from a battle rap background. So for Drake even taking that on, I give him his props for that. But we have to wait and see on the response, because the longer he takes to release it, I feel like the anticipation is getting so high that you may not be able to reach the anticipation, even if the record's hot. So he damn near got to come out and release this shit now. I just seen one of his producers from Rigor Mortis say it's in the chamber and it's about to come out.
I've seen that.
But I feel like the longer he waits, the longer the Drake hype is going up, it might be a dud even if it's fire. So he got a low key, either he drops some ether or he drop it immediately.
I don't know. I think he has the upper hand because, again, I think he hasn't said as much. And we already have, on Drake shit, we got a whole song, and at the end, we got a snippet of a song that's about to come out again. I don't know if you heard that part at the end.
Yeah, the little
It's a whole
singing.
other song. So it's like we already got that. J. Cole shit, like you said, he gave out. Which, now after hearing all the verses, I wish he didn't, because I think it was a good first song, me personally. I really liked the 7-minute drill. So I just feel like, besides that, you get me? What is really?
I think y'all sleeping on Ross, bro.
I'm not-
Ross is he's like the wild card, because remember when he went at 50, we all was like, he don't have a shot. And he just trolled 50 into damn near non-existence musically, and Ross just kept dropping hit after hit after hit. and he's low key taking the same route with Drake. He immediately went to social media, started trolling him, calling him BBL Drizzy. Hey, we know you went to Dr. Miami to get your abs sculpted.
Yeah.
You got a nose job, this, that, and the third. He had a concert yesterday. He had the Drake hoodie on. I don't know what that represented. If I'm Drake, I'm looking at you like a fan. Like, you did a concert with my face on your hoodie.
But he basically took 50 whole concept when it comes to destroying a career, of trolling people and doing what he's doing. So I can't really say, because when it comes to music wise, I'm gonna take Drake over Ross regardless.
And I don't think he has the power to end his career with the little internet shit. Like, I just don't think so. Drake's much more bigger than that.
Drake got a cult following. Like, there ain't no getting rid of him.
That's my only thing about the beef, though.
Drake
Everybody,
is like Taylor Swift.
boom, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's as far as he's gone.
See, there's some other bars I see now that y'all saying other stuff that I'm remembering that Drake said about Kendrick. But again, he said some shit about go make a song with Maroon 5, go make a song with the Swifties. But it's like you have videos, Drake, partnering with Taylor Swift. You have, so everything that both of them are saying, you can kind of point out in both of them. So I need to see a response from Kendrick now that it needs to be just more direct for one. And then just have more than 56 seconds on a song.
Kendrick gotta actually say it. He gotta actually say a name. Like, you damn near gotta come on some Nas and Ether. Like, the first bar gotta be fuck Drake. Like, at this point, the subliminals is cool. We can all catch the lines. The fuck a first person shooter. I hope you got 3 switches. We know he talking about J. Cole, but I'm at the point where I want to hear you stamp a name on it. Because even with the Drake song, Drake still hasn't stamped his name on it. People were trying to say it's AI. Like, he leaked it himself just in case the world didn't like it, and he could say it wasn't him, it was AI. But if the world do like it, now he sent the master version over to DJ Academics, and now he's stamping it.
Mm-hmm.
But prior to that, he didn't just throw it out and throw it up on his Instagram like, hey, diss record out. He low-key was like, I feel like that was, I don't know if it's strategic or kind of a coward move.
You could say it's both. I think sometimes the strategic move is the cowardly move. Unfortunately, like, that's what he did. I think he wanted to test the waters, and he was okay with it damaging a little bit of the credibility of it to get the feedback that he wanted to then go ahead and say, fuck it, I'm gonna drop the final version. I'll take a little bit of an L. If they fuck with it, I'll drop the final version. It's gonna go so crazy that is gonna become such a small part of the story, people are probably not gonna care.
How we feel about Drake getting his abs sculpted and possibly a nose job? Is that damaging his credibility?
I don't care what that got to do with him lyrically. Like, I don't be paying attention.
And no, bro, like, we're at the point now, like I said, niggas are painting their nails and they just do men are just doing a lot of things in the industry that they're doing that I don't necessarily agree with it. But it is what it is. People aren't gonna stop listening to him.
A man getting your abs sculpted is kind of crazy.
No, it is.
That's a little wild. That's a little wild to me.
Just do some sit-ups.
Nose job as well. Like, he went and got the Mike Jack. That's a little crazy to me. That's okay. How we feel about this? Because I see people trying to compare accolades. To me, it's a rap beef. It's lyrical. I don't give a fuck how many awards you got. I'm looking at bar for bar. I'm looking at metaphors, punchlines, similes, delivery, cadence, flow. That's what I'm looking at. I'm not looking at how many Grammys you got, because we all know that's orchestrated anyway. I'm not looking at, how many streams he got. We all know they got stream farms where they got 1,000 phones in the warehouse streaming songs around the clock. So them numbers are fabricated. The same way the record companies used to buy their own artist albums to make it look like they were going platinum organically, but the label was paying for it. But they just said Jay-Z just paid like $20 million to get Beyonce's that little cowgirl record she got spinning. Mm-hmm. So that's the #1 country song. But he invested $20 million to make that. They didn't just put it out and let it spin. So I don't pay attention to numbers because all of that is concocted by the industry. I'm looking at bars. Bar for bar, Kendrick and Drake, we'll be able to judge when Kendrick drops a full song. Because you're comparing a verse to a song, I need a full song.
Okay, I agree with that. I do. I think, could you say who you think the better artist is out of both of them right now.
Better artist? That's tough because Drake can do everything. I think Drake's the most versatile, but Kendrick, to even be able to make something like To Pimp a Butterfly where you win awards that has nothing to do with music and they're studying your album in major universities, how much more artistic does it get? It's like you go to Drake, radio hit guaranteed. You go to Kendrick, this is like Van Gogh on the beat.
I think Kendrick also has the radio hits. I think with Damn, that's what he proved a lot. Damn was, I mean, when you really think about Damn, right, when it came out, Loyal, Humble, all the other, whatever it was, Love, DNA,
swimming pools,
all those songs on that album
Kendrick is the
were
better
pretty much
artist,
all
man.
radio hits.
Kendrick is the better MC to me.
Kendrick is better.
I feel like he's able to, when he puts his mind to a certain type of subject for the album, he's able to deliver it perfectly every single time. Because each album, you go back to Section 80, like, I just listened to that yesterday because I was just on him. I'm like, I used to really play this, and I'm like, wow, this is a good album. It aged amazingly. Each one's completely different, and it's like executed perfectly, each one. But I think he's just as diverse as Drake. He just doesn't sing. That's all it is. Because he has the radio hits. He has the introspective shit. He has the talking about political shit. He has the collaborations with people outside of his genre shit. Like, he has everything that Drake has with just more substance and more, like, I feel like, of a deeper content. Me personally.
Yeah, because Drake says I'm more popular in your city than you. Do you
Probably
believe
not.
he's more popular than K Dot in LA?
He ain't more
I think-
popular than K Dot.
I think, I'm gonna be 100% honest. I think right now in the city, yes. And the only
In the
reason
city of Compton, Drake is not more popular than K Dot.
I think so.
You can say that. What makes you?
What are
makes
we
you
judging
think
that off? The
I think-
streets or like the females?
I think Drake is more popular right now because the younger kids have came into a time with Kendrick Lamar where he's not really, the shit he's putting out is not necessarily digestible for an 18-year-old kid or a 21-year-old. There's 25, 30-year-olds that it's not digestible to. Or as in, if you turn on that new Drake or whatever the case is, it's more likely that he's going to be more digestible and have more of a beat that you're going to like, where Kendrick is an acquired taste, to me personally. And I don't think kids are doing how at least we were when we was really listening to music to just find new shit. They just listening to what's hot. That's what's hot is Drake. It's not Kendrick. Not right now.
Do you know what type of music kids are listening to in Compton?
I mean, I know they listen to a lot of, they're not really probably listening to Drake or Kendrick if we really be keeping it 100. I don't think they're listening to both. But if we're going to say who's listening to more, who likely, probably Drake over Kendrick. They for sure not bumping none of them. They bumping some niggas that a lot of people don't know. If we really gonna keep it 100. But
SoundCloud rappers and
but
shit.
but if we're gonna say Drake over Kendrick, it's probably Drake that West Coast is listening
I
to.
don't know, man.
Let me ask you this. Album for album, who has the better discography? Drake or Kendrick?
Kendrick Lamar. Hands
Kendrick?
down. Like I said, you go from Section 80,
Section 80 is crazy.
crazy.
Good Kid, Mad City, that's my favorite.
Crazy.
Kid.
That was the classic.
That's what put me on the
Ain't
Kendrick.
too many people on the Section 80.
Crazy.
Yeah, I wasn't on Section 80. I didn't know about it until after the fact. But when that Good Kid, Mad City hit, and it was literally front to back, you could play the whole album.
That was like a
And it was
movie.
it was a while before you were able to do that with an album. Usually it's 2 or 3 songs, and the rest was trash. His was A to Z. It had a story in between the interludes and the skits. It was like he said, it was like a movie. That shit was amazing.
I think Kendrick. You got that, then you got To Pimp a Butterfly, which I just went through that again the other day, and honestly, a lot of the songs, they're good songs, man. They're good songs, and they're made for what they're made for. Then you got, after that was what? Damn, which was, again, all radio hits. I mean, those were all good songs. With Drake, you got Take Care, which is, to me, a classic. Nothing Was the Same, which to me is his best album. Outside of those two,
The first one, the one before that was good too.
Thank Me Later?
Yeah, Thank Me Later was alright.
Thank Me Later was cool.
Cool.
Thank
It
Me
was
Later was
cool.
cool.
was alright.
but outside of those, Nothing Was the Same and Take Care,
Nothing Was the Same was
what does he really have?
Yeah, them
I
was
would throw in an honorable mention of something that I really like, which is the If You're Reading This, It's Too Late. But like outside of
That was
That was
cool.
a bang.
Which one was the mixtape that converted over to the album?
I think it was If You're Reading This Is Too Late.
No,
Oh,
no, no.
You're talking about.
I'm talking about like before he
So
blew.
Far Gone.
So Far Gone.
That was all slap.
So Far Gone was crazy.
Yeah. That's
So Far
back-
Gone was crazy. I'm
that's
low
back-
key counting that in his discography. That shit was
That's
insane.
back when he was really spitting. He was trying to go crazy.
Nah, for sure. And people underestimate Drake, bro. Like he got some songs where he's bar for bar. Like he really spitting
All that old
6
shit.
a.m., 7 a.m., all that shit.
Even
He
before
going
that,
crazy.
like the ignorant freestyles with Wayne and all that type of
Yeah.
stuff.
I remember that shit.
Drake used to be.
That's when he was in his bag. This is one point that he made on his diss track that I just remembered. I just read. I don't know how true it is, but the title of the song, the whole "Drop It, Give Me 50," wasn't about push-ups. They were saying that Top from TDE takes 50% of all of K-Dot's proceeds.
Mhm.
When he was on TDE, they were saying that's why he left. In his contract, his split was 50-50. So Drake was, it was like a play on that. The drop and give me 50. Like drop and give me, when Top say give me 50, he ain't talking about push-ups. He's talking about 50%.
It's like you was signed to Birdman, and we know about Birdman, and who Birdman was signed or whatever. So it's like, nigga, you niggas is all signed up by somebody. Like
Yeah.
at some point in your life, like what's the problem with it? Somebody maybe did me dirty or took more than he was supposed to. Like how is that really a jab at me?
50% is good from a nigga coming from Compton.
Like, and I don't even think. And
Is
again,
It is. 50%
Maybe
is
50%
good,
is
man.
kind of crazy though.
It is when we know about deals, but 50% coming from maybe nothing is not as crazy. Is now when you get to a point where he's at. Man.
Hold on, because my guy Jewish, so I know he done read a lot of contracts and he's an attorney. Is that a good deal as an artist, a 50-50 split?
No. Too
What?
much. 50-50 is too much.
I'm creating the music, I'm going on the tours, I'm selling the merch, I'm doing everything, and you sitting back getting 50-50. What's a good split for an artist?
What do you think P. Diddy's deals were? Like were they
worse than that.
I
I
think
think within the industry, 50-50, I think is great. And then on top of that, you never know if Kendrick was okay with that. He could be like, yo, this my homie Top. We went from a little ass RV touring across whatever the country to this now. I'm gonna break you off 50.
That's all I'm saying.
Like,
all I'm
ain't
saying
no-
is coming from knowing what he's coming
Yeah.
from in that moment, maybe 50-50 is good. Now, if you maybe coming from a Jewish background, 50-50 ain't good.
No pun
you know what I
intended.
mean? Yeah, y'all.
what do these guys do for them? What they do everything for them? They handle everything?
I wouldn't say I can't really say I don't know the basis of his contract, but maybe they might distribution. They might be getting you booked for for shows. They might be doing everything else besides make the music. I would assume.
They're your handler to a certain degree. They connect you with everybody else.
I think back in the day, you needed the machine. Like the machine back in the day was everything because there was no social media, there was no streaming, there was no, you can just get on Instagram and promote yourself. So the machine was used to promote the artist and make you seem bigger than you were. Your label was connecting you with superstars to do verses with. It was getting you bookings and shows. But now the artist can low-key cut the middleman out and just do all the business through their Instagram. If I'm K-Dot and I want to go on tour, I can just go talk to promoters and book my own shows. I really don't need the label to do that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
50-50 sound kind of crazy to me.
Yes,
At what point do 50-50 sound kind of crazy? Because is it crazy before he became who he became? When he took the deal, we don't know what year or where he was at when he took that deal. Was it crazy if he took 50-50 when he was on tour with Game? Or is it crazy now because K-Dot is internationally known now?
I don't think that, again, like, the 50% to him could be enough because of everything else he's making. So I feel like, again, that might be more of some family shit, 50-50 off the top or whatever. But I wanted to speak to your point about, too, the machine, where I think artists like Kendrick, and this is why the 50-50 to me makes sense, because artists like Kendrick or Drake, they need the machine. Because the only people that have the machine are the Drakes, the Kendricks, and the Coles. Anybody below them does not have that ability to have that and have shit just moving in unison like that. So I feel like they still need the machine, therefore they're going to probably have a bigger chunk taken out of their cut, but they're still turning over 500,000 first weeks and shit like that, where they're still getting paid fat.
Nah, I feel it. Like Jay said, 50% of an empire is better than 100% of nothing. So if you look at it from that way, 50% is good. But I just think it's kind of like sports. It's like, okay, you may be a rookie and unproven, so all right, I'm gonna give you 50-50 split. I'm Kendrick Lamar now. It's time to restructure this contract. Like, this 50-50 shit, it need to be more like 70-30, or you know what I'm saying? I done proved myself now. So I think that's more what Drake was getting at. But maybe K-Dot is feeling like Messiah said, hey, we came from the dirt together. You helped me get here. You did your part. I'm doing my part. I'm keeping the 50-50 split. Even though I'm at superstar status where I can probably get what I want, my loyalty to you is still going to be 50-50.
No, I'm going to do what I said. I'm going to give y'all these albums. And once these albums done, then now I'm my own brand. Now you get 100% of everything you're looking for. And I think Nipsey showed a lot of people that of not needing the labels and stuff like you was just saying earlier. It's a lot of rappers that's taking that route now, going without whatever the machines and going against all that and still making a decent amount of money. So
that's a fact. That's a fact. Well, look, in other news, let me jump into a topic that my boy John is an expert on. He actually interviewed one of the attorneys on OJ's case.
Yes.
So you can give us some inside info on the whole OJ debacle. First of all, rest in peace, OJ. You know what I'm saying? OJ, he done clocked out cancer, whatever the case. He's looked at as a hero in a lot of black people's eyes. Y'all might not like it out there, but he's one of the few who went up against the system and won. You know what I'm saying? It was unprecedented for a black man to be accused of murder of a white woman and beat it the way he beat it.
especially in his day and time.
In his day and time, so people looked at that like a victory. I feel like they got their get back on the back end when he went and tried to get his shit back like a dumbass. Went in the hotel room, tried to rob them dudes. And he even tried to rob, he tried to get his shit back. So they got him that way. Like, we couldn't get you with the Nicole shit. We got you with this, though. But how y'all feel about the whole OJ thing, man? Do y'all believe he was guilty?
So this is the thing for me. It's tough to say if he was or if he wasn't. I don't believe he did it because it was never proven in a court of law. And there's plenty of other cases where, you know, people forget that someone was guilty, especially when they pass, because it was never proven in a court of law. So if you're not proven guilty in a court of law, then you're not guilty.
You can be guilty and innocent in court.
Of course.
I could have done it, but beat it in court. Do
Of
you
course.
think he actually done it?
I don't think he actually did it. No. Because again, court, we can have a public opinion all we want, right? As the public, as people. But the only tester that we have is the court of law.
Court is basically just like a public opinion.
That's all that, but that's all that we have on the most highest official level. That's it. Because we can sit here all day, but the only people that can give some sort of consequences are those people. So these people are bringing in experts from all over the country.
You know what they do when they go to court though? He paint a picture, you paint a picture. They go find some jurors, right off the street maybe, and throw them in a chair. And the same way we debating about it, whatever we heard and we choose, the same way you heard all the stories about him before. And then now you decide whether he's guilty or not.
No, but again, it speaks to who's able to tell the story better. So what I'm saying is that you have all of these things coming from all across the country, different tests, different testimonies. So if at the end of the day you come out as not guilty, being black, for what you were accused of, it's so rare that how could he be guilty? How can we still be sitting here saying
he
he's
came
guilty?
out and wrote a book and said, "If I really did it," and talked about like that
But
shit,
again-
play for play.
But again,
Hey, you
would
seen the
you-
interview when he trolled the little white reporter, act like he was stabbing her? I'm like, bro, OJ did that
But
shit.
again,
let's stop playing. OJ
he
did that
didn't do
shit,
it.
man.
Again, if you
OJ did that shit and got away, man. He
I
got
don't
on
think
with
he
the
did.
Bronco. How you feel about it, John?
I think
Because
he
you
did.
talked to the attorney. What was the climate behind the scenes?
I think that there was a lot of the hero's journey that you were talking about. Like he's looked at like a hero. That was what the attorney was saying. And you were laughing. You chuckled at that
What?
when someone said that he's a hero. You were like,
I think you got the wrong idea. I think you got the wrong idea. But what you mean? I chuckled at it like.
I don't know. You kind of like it was like
as if he's not a hero, or what?
As if he
No,
was
I'm lost
entertained by
now.
the thought?
Yes.
Yeah, nah, it's more so for me. It's like regardless if he did or didn't do it, he beat it. It is what it is. But it's so much on the back end of what we see every day to our own. You know what I mean? That go against the system and get 100-some years for stuff that we know is innocent people that get washed up every day. So now people being mad about OJ beating whatever he beat when y'all do this on a daily basis. We can make it. They can bring up a chart of exact same crimes of whites and blacks, and guarantee the numbers will be maybe 100 years to 10 versus on a scale. The tipping scale will be nowhere near even.
Okay, so at any point, correct me if I'm wrong, and this is the reason why I'm saying he didn't do it. Because they couldn't prove 100% that he did. When you look at the way,
The glove didn't fit.
the
Man.
glove, when you
Glove
look at,
don't
there's
fit, you must
reports
It
from,
did fit though. It was.
He just didn't put that motherfucker on.
Man, they would have made him put that motherfucker on. That shit didn't fit his big ass head.
there's reports from what I've seen of a woman saying she saw 4 men running away from the house.
So he had some homies with him. Same
Again,
way he went to get his shit back. He brought some homies. They got on. He got caught.
Imagine if he didn't do it, and like. He
So do
was
you
like,
believe?
I was paid
Do you
and
believe?
it's a
hold
Hollywood
on.
stunt.
Do you believe he did it?
Dude, I wasn't there.
Nah,
How am I
but
supposed to know?
No, but
I
I'm saying,
know.
given the details that
Do
you
you believe
see,
he did it? Or
do
he
you
didn't?
believe he
The-
did it?
the
Just on
details.
your
I
own?
just started watching the trial. Watching Johnny Cochran at work is like
it's amazing.
it's amazing.
But I'm just
Shout
saying,
out to
you
I
have
want to
that-
know, do he believe, did he do it? 'Cause you said I chuckled at the hero thing, and you said, what if he really didn't do it?
Because to me the chuckling thing is like he's like a mobster in like a movie, you know, like, and if you're watching the movie play out, you're rooting for him the whole time. You know it's wrong, even if we don't ever know in the movie, like if he did
I
it.
get exactly what you're saying.
This
He's
what I think.
controlling like capital and situations and a global narrative, you know, like
That's a fact.
But I don't believe people were rooting for OJ. People were ruling against the system. It could have been anybody. But like it was like Messiah said, the fact that we've seen so much injustice done to our people, some deserved it, some didn't. But like he said, the injustices that went unpunished for so long, to see somebody get a win against the system,
It's like a win. for
nobody
him.
gave a fuck. They
Yeah.
just felt like it was a win for the people, period. Whether he was guilty or not, people were just happy, damn, we finally got a win. So I don't believe they looked at him as a hero. We looked at it like, okay, we finally got a win with the system that been fucking us for decades. More so than him being an actual hero.
Cause ain't nobody finna look at nobody no hero that he just went and murdered his wife. Like, oh yeah, we cool. We happy about that. Like, it was the fact, like you just said, winning against the system at the end of the day.
Yeah, Nicole was more like, it's fucked up because she got bodied and nobody really gave a fuck. It was more so,
Wasn't it 2 bodies though? I just
Yeah,
seen
it was-
her and the dude.
her and the dude, they really didn't give a fuck about the
But you
dude.
have to think about it too, though. Again, he went to college in the 60s. The murder takes place, what, 96, 97, something like that? 98?
earlier.
Okay, that's 30 years. So he had 30 years to build his reputation as OJ before this took place. So I feel like he just was able to do no wrong, like, to people. It was really just, he was a hero to some people, not because of, like, the murder shit, or maybe even because of the system, even though I do think that was a big part of it. I think some people really did view him as that.
Yeah, as far as
Because-
who? The black community? Cause
Not
he
the black
didn't
community.
fuck with
Not the
us.
black community.
No, and that's what's crazy.
So for us to look at him heroes, why?
Not the black community.
Because he didn't fuck with niggas at all. He made that be known. Like, he
Yeah.
damn near don't even want to be around black people.
I'm just OJ.
And I ain't black, I'm OJ. But it more was a racial divide than the case itself. I think that's what made people pick a side. It was like, okay, we got this white lady over here, and we got OJ, some black football Hall of Famer.
You
Who
know,
we siding
But
with?
even then, on top of that, you got the white lady maybe cheating on OJ, you know what I mean, or doing whatever she was doing behind the scenes. I don't really know too much of that story.
Well, she had relations with a player that he mentored at USC. Now, I'm not saying that that means she deserves anything, but what I'm saying is just that, like, there's things that, if you look into her situation, that show maybe she was doing some shit else on the side. Like, I don't think everything is just as black and white as people are trying to make it seem.
Man, I think OJ did that shit, man.
I just don't think he's smart
OJ
enough.
did that shit.
I don't think he's smart enough to get away with it.
It was crime of passion. It was overdue for us to get one against the system. Cochran concocted the perfect defense. He was like Phil Jackson running that triangle offense out there, and he got one.
I'm just saying, like, in a
You see that
time where
Cameron interview with that?
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the,
yeah, yeah, I've
that
seen
shit- that was comedy too, though.
So who was the attorney that you interviewed?
Carl Douglas.
Carl Douglas.
Yeah.
What was his insight on it?
Carl helped prep the trial. He was working with them. It's a year. He interviewed OJ's friend and then tried to prove that he wasn't OJ's friend. That was like a pivotal witness that he had, which I think is interesting.
So he went and talked to witnesses on the case to try to
I
build a
mean, they were
defense.
talking to everyone. A year isn't so long for a criminal trial for murder.
No, hell
Like that's
no.
about. Sometimes it could take that long. Sometimes it doesn't. But I don't know. I feel like they were talking about Bruno Mali's shoes for like a couple weeks. Like, how did that happen? That's
But all those lawyers felt like OJ was innocent, right?
all of his lawyers.
But y'all don't think that like the whole case itself is just semantics, period? Like all of it, like again, like there are the racist cops. Like, bro, there's so many things that make it just how can you say he 100% did it?
I think that's why he beat it though. It was the racial undertone because that case split America. It was white people hoping he goes to jail because this little white lady got killed. And it was black America hoping he get off because we seen so many black men castrated in the court system. Nobody really gave a fuck about the details. Being honest, who really cared about the details? They wanted to see him go to jail because somebody white died.
Mhm.
They wanted to see him get off because somebody black is being accused. Nobody gave a fuck about the glove, none of that shit. They just like, man, just get him off. And they just like, man, send his ass to jail.
Okay. I think everybody cared about it because it was the first publicly televised trial, wasn't it?
I don't know if
so.
it was the. Yeah, was it?
I don't know
so.
if it was the first.
I don't know if it was the first.
First publicly televised trial, probably not.
Because I know that there was I think so. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Was it a speedy trial? Because a year is fast. I know people that sit in jail, in the county jail for 3-4 years on a murder charge, 5 years. Some people 10 years in the county on a murder.
Yeah, the trial was a year, but
Yeah.
he was in jail for a little bit before that. Yeah, he got away with murder, I think.
So you do believe he did it?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that's more likely than not.
Yeah, because
I
mean,
wasn't there. I don't know.
none of us was there. But given the details, okay, your wife cheating on you with someone you mentored, like that's enough to drive a man insane.
This is my thing, man. I think O.J. Simpson, like a lot of powerful men are, they're abusive, they're manipulative. There's ways for you to, when you have money and power at your hands, a lot of people fall at the wayside and do crazy things. So, do I think he was abusive? Yes.
What made you say that though?
That he's abusive?
Yeah.
Bro, there's proof of him being abusive. There's 911 calls. There's him in the background. Then there's her coming out of the house completely bruised and blistered, grabbing a man and just in a bra and sweats. Like, she was abused.
Hold on. So she had 911 calls and OJ in the back beating her ass?
Like, he was screaming, is what I'm saying. You can hear her screaming in the back, him screaming in the background, cussing about stuff.
Is that abuse? Or was that just
I'm alluding to that also when she comes out of the house.
Hold on, you made a face. Is that abuse?
She's on the phone with
911. Like, you gotta
Okay,
say what
keep
he's saying,
it-
bro.
Hold on, are you in a
Can't make that
relationship?
point.
No, we get what you're saying.
No,
but-
I'm saying your girl gets mad for whatever the case.
Mhm.
Women are irrational. They can be when they're emotional. She calls 911.
Whoa! Why is she calling 911?
No,
What happened?
This is what I'm getting at.
What happened? What do we need to
No,
know?
this is
Why
what I'm
is she
getting
calling-
at. Some women, it don't have to be a reason other than I know this can hurt you because I can't physically hurt you. So I'm gonna call the cops.
My question-
Women do this all the time.
Fact.
If you're in the back yelling, but you didn't touch her, is that abuse? Just because she called 911?
My question to you is, if you believe he did it, then how don't you believe he was abusive?
No, I'm not saying he's not.
Because my
I'm
thing
saying
is-
he did the shit and,
my-
he beat it.
And so my thing is that I think he was abusive because we have proof of that. Like I said, there's police reports. There's one police report that was kept by one of the officers for LAPD that went to the house that night. That she jumped in dude's arms with a bra and sweats on, and she had, bro, they took pictures. She had bruises all like this and shit. So he for sure knocked her around.
So what sense do it make that he can knock her around but not slit her throat?
I think it's the way it was done, and in the fashion it was done, and the time period that it was done. I don't think that he had enough time. I don't think that he was smart enough to do that, and I don't think that there was enough time for him to make this plan.
Bro, he got on in the
And
Bronco.
No, I get what you're saying.
The most infamous police chase in
I get
history.
what you're saying.
He
but
made
when you-
Bronco famous.
No, I get what you're saying, but when you break it down and realize the reputation he built, the relationship he had with the LAPD, etc., it makes you understand the way he was able to do certain things without consequences because of the benefit of the doubt people gave him.
Yeah, because he's an NFL superstar.
So that's what I'm saying though.
Which this case overshadowed that. No one even looks at OJ like a football player no more. Only thing you remember is the case.
They don't care about his Heisman.
Nothing.
He won the Heisman, all type of shit. Nobody gave a fuck
Which I
about
think is
none of
fucked
that.
up because he didn't get found guilty.
Yeah, but we all, I mean,
Give
it
him
was
back
just,
his Heisman trophies.
He didn't get found guilty, man. Like,
The world still think he guilty.
yeah, they do,
Majority.
and they're gonna always.
and this was crazy. The same black people that was rooting for him was laughing when he like, yeah, we know he did that shit. We just happy he got off.
Which is crazy.
Which is wild.
Yeah.
Which is wild because everybody looked at it like he did it. You might be the only motherfucker I know who's saying he
I
didn't.
don't think he did it. You can't.
Talking about he beat her ass, she called 911, she came out lumped up, all this shit.
Because I'm playing to your point, your exact point. You're saying too that women are irrational when things happen. That's my whole point. That I can be emotional, I can be crazy, I can have an outburst and punch a wall. That doesn't mean I'm a murderer.
Now you say he beating her ass.
Yeah,
If he-
I could
if he's
beat
constantly
her
beating her ass,
ass.
how long
I
before
could
he
beat her
murdered
ass.
this?
We know, but again, you don't know people that have went to jail for domestic violence. But you don't know people that went to jail for domestic violence that never murdered somebody.
I'm not saying what I'm saying is from your point of view, if you're saying he's already beating on her, it eventually gets to a point where that's gonna
No, it
the
doesn't.
beating
because-
ain't enough.
No,
now it's to the point where it's like, you know what? Now she done flipped on him. This the last straw. Like,
No, it doesn't prove that because there's so many other examples of people just committing domestic violence without committing murder.
Okay, you're an attorney. From an attorney's aspect, does that sound like it makes sense?
What he's saying is true.
That happens?
I mean,
No, you can't prove it.
You
He
can't
was found
prove it.
not guilty.
We no,
So
but I'm
he
saying
gets to believe that he's not guilty.
but if you was an attorney going to,
Oh, yeah,
with a defense team going against him, would you not use the fact that he's already abusive to this woman?
He's ready to argue the worst facts. He's like, ladies and gentlemen, the fact that he's abusive is irrelevant to this case.
it's
I'm
irrelevant.
saying, how would you proposition that to a courtroom to make it make sense? That yeah, he beats her up. Yeah, he's on
Because
911
of
tape.
exactly what I'm saying, that things happen. I'm using
I know
your
you
exact
said
argument.
that. I'm saying him as an attorney. How would you proposition that to a jury,
How would I proposition the fact that he's a wife beater to the jury?
but not a murderer?
Oh man.
Like, this is your
Every,
client.
every court case uses priors from past crimes to line up with future crimes. Okay, we know he done this, and this.
Right.
So it's more than likely he's capable of doing this, and that. So to say that, oh yeah, he beats the shit out of her, she didn't call 911, did all this,
It's
and
crazy.
then now he didn't do this is more wild than saying what you said, to say he's not guilty. How he didn't have much time? He's O.J. Simpson. He had enough much time in the world to do whatever the fuck he want to do.
Oh, God.
Okay, I'll side with him though, and I'll say that
Is that
if
possible?
the state wanted to get him, they could have gotten him.
Got him.
Nah, yeah,
We're not saying if he could or he
They
couldn't.
didn't, they didn't want to get him.
Johnny
Right.
Cochran and wasn't going for that shit. That's all that was.
They just couldn't outsmart
Maybe they were
Cochran.
too sloppy and it's unwinnable, but most likely if they could have hired better guns to go against. But like they didn't want to do it. You don't want to have that job.
But you know, with murder cases, you got to be beyond reasonable doubt to convict somebody. The glove didn't fit. A lot
The
of
glove fit. The glove fit.
Glove
The
don't
glove
fit.
didn't fit.
You must have quit.
The glove didn't fit.
Yeah,
That motherfucker got to the top of his feet. He was like this, looking crazy. Hey, watch out! I wish I could pick that picture up.
I think I can. The glove didn't fit.
Chappelle had a
Love
crazy
fits.
skit about it too.
Yeah, now Chappelle fool. A lot of his truth in his comedy. Yeah.
No, that's a fact.
Nah. I'm rocking. Hey, OJ, bro. Rest in peace. My nigga innocent.
Ah, OJ did it.
Yeah.
Hey, but look, this is another topic. This might get a little touchy for some people, but we got to dive into it. I seen a tweet. This female said, I wish for 6 months, all black content creators and creators of anything would stop creating content, music, make a contribution to sports, advertisement, just black culture, pull black culture out of everything because we're not valued as far as on the monetary side for our input on the world and how much would literally not exist if black people didn't make any contributions to creation. How do y'all feel about this? Like music, sports, comedy, like literally everything. If you look at it, the root of it, which sells it, is black culture.
I mean, I think a lot of infrastructures will crumble. I for sure do. I think that because we're so instrumental in advertising and getting people, really selling people on things, right? What's cool? A lot of things do die down because you can only use a machine so much to pump something to be like cool. At the end of the day, you do need examples in real life to show the kids and people or consumers that this is something that you should buy. So if all black people were to say, you know what, I'm not creating no more content on YouTube, TikTok, or nothing, I'm not doing ads, I'm not whatever, I mean, a lot would be, it would be silent, bro.
You gotta think, we blew everything up from Twitch. Facebook didn't get going until black people got on there. It was just for college students, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't making no noise. Black people got on there, Facebook crazy. Twitter didn't get going until black Twitter got on there. Everything that goes viral from black Twitter. Instagram, you got the shade room, like literally, like if you go down to the root of everything, black culture's behind it. I even look at the comedy game. Who are the top comics in the game? 90% of them are black. If all black people stop doing comedy, it's ugly. If all black people stop playing sports, it's ugly. If we stop making music, it's ugly. Like entertainment would literally damn near cease to exist. You in agreement, or like how do you feel about that? What's your outlook on that?
On what?
On her basically saying majority of the world's entertainment is a direct reflection of black culture, but we don't get the proper just due of
Entertainment's
monetary
a
gain.
small pie of the GDP. It's not
That's
a
a
big
fact too, yeah.
money making.
That's a fact
It's a
too.
small thing. That's not where the money is.
Where's the money?
The money's with the money.
Where's the money?
The banks have some of the money, but then the other people give the banks the money. You know, you gotta follow the money.
It's true, and that's why I was just about to say that if we were to boycott, if you're gonna ask black creators to boycott, then we would need some sort of resource or fund or something that we can go to at that point. Because after the boycott, I mean, you know what I mean, based off of it not being that big of a percentage, would we still have our jobs? And I feel like the way we can convince people is making sure that we have security for them. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, if we're gonna boycott, we have to give these people some security. Otherwise, what the fuck? That's not fair.
I agree with her. I don't think it would take 6 months. I'll say even 3 months of just doing that because our value is very high. You know, even when it comes to, I want to say just acting and just everything, like you said, just entertainment in general. But if we pull back, the numbers would drop tremendously. And once they see the effect of us pulling back and those numbers change, then they might have to be forced to renegotiate. But as long as you don't know your worth, you be out here just accepting everything, then they're going to keep doing what they do and keep giving us the smallest piece of the pie. You got to think about it. Like you said, that's a small portion when it comes to worldwide period, but that's a big portion when it comes to black community. That's the only things that we go for is sports, comedy, and certain things outside of like creating your own business. But it ain't too many. The percentage of us in real estate and stuff like that is not high. So if we take out of what people see in front of us, I think our stocks would go up tremendously. Just imagine you seeing the basketball games with no black people on there.
So
boring.
it's good.
You ain't getting no
It's over
you
with.
ain't getting no highlight dunks. You ain't getting nothing. The entertainment is over with. Yeah,
That
so
shit dead.
I just think out of like that. But I just don't see it happening anyway. We can stand here and talk to our face turn blue. Motherfuckers is not gonna do that.
This is how I feel though. It's a small percentage of, like he said, the overall GDP. But I feel like on a non-financial scale, it's huge because a lot of the shit that is part of the larger GDP wouldn't be able to go on the way it does without the distraction of entertainment, because that's what they do. Think of it like the Roman circus. They distract the masses with all this entertainment. Meanwhile, we're over here creating money out of thin air and doing all type of, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, follow the money. You see a lot of corruption going on, but people can't stop being entertained to look up to see what's really going on. I feel like you take away the entertainment, where people got to start paying attention to what's going on, a lot of that would crumble. A lot of them systems will crumble. You have a lot of angry people out here ready to revolt if they followed the money and found out, like, damn, we getting screwed over like this? Hold on, wait a minute. These taxes ain't even really legal like this. Like, whoa, wait a minute. But everybody's so caught up being entertained that the larger GDP is just like flowing water. How you feel about that, John?
First of all, my name is Jason.
Oh, my bad.
I
Damn,
got to-
I've been calling you John the whole show. Hey, my bad, Jason.
John
For
is
sure.
also close to the Messiah. So as long as I'm close.
John's
My
like,
bad,
John,
Jason. Hey, he didn't let me call him John for the past hour.
Listen, I also have to ask about your sweatshirt. Don't trust anyone. And then there's the bar that like has the matching color of the font. So it's like maybe you could trust people to some degree. Like the bar is like a degree meter. I don't know.
Well, you know what? I grew up a Stone Cold Steve Austin fan. That was one of his slogans, don't trust anybody. So I ran with that my whole life, and it's been pretty good. I mean, you got to trust people to a degree, but I feel like trust is earned. I'm not just giving you trust blindly. We live in a moralist society where people don't have integrity, where people will cheat, lie, steal, and kill to get over, and you can become a victim just blindly giving your trust out. I feel like it got to be earned.
Yeah.
How you feel
Trust
about that,
anyone.
bro?
Yeah, trust as like a currency.
Yeah, for sure. Well, you're an attorney, so you know how cutthroat people can be.
People are people, man. You know?
People are definitely people.
People be people and
People be peopling.
I don't even remember what question you asked him. Girl, flip that on you.
Hey, I know he did. Hey, and that's crazy because I've really been calling him John for like an hour. He like, nigga, my name is Jason, gang. Like,
I was getting fed up with that shit.
nah, I just feel, I honestly feel if black people were to stop creating, bro, you could say it's a small part of the GDP, but entertainment's cooked. It's over with. It's done. You gotta think, we influence society as a whole around the world. Bro, we was in Colombia, found a random barber. What did he tell us? Man, I'll be on YouTube trying to learn y'all dances and dress like y'all here. Man, look, I know how to do the crip walk. Like, bro, he's in the jungle in Colombia some fucking where.
Right.
Trying to learn a crip walk.
No, it's a fact. It's pivotal. Entertainment is pivotal for us getting through our day-to-day lives, for sure. So it's like if you took away damn near all the entertainers, shit gonna get ugly.
It's
For
ugly,
sure.
bro. It's ugly.
Maybe
It's
not
really
from
ugly.
like you saying from a financial standpoint, but people might start to pay attention to things more.
But
And
we
that
are the-
could-
but
that
we-
could-
I mean,
But
financial
we,
too.
yeah, we are the biggest consumers. We spend the most money. Probably out of every race, we spend the most
We
money,
do, yeah.
but got the least of it.
We make the least, but we buy the most amount of Mercedes, like shit like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Our money doesn't go back to our communities. It's literally
Crazy.
spent on entertainment.
They got a whole motherfucking strategy how to sell to the Negro.
Yeah, that
That's
shit's deep.
wild.
That shit is deep. But nah, like even if you look in like Tokyo or Japan, where they have whole sections of the town that's they reenact like 90s West Coast where they got lowriders
Crip
and
walking shit,
they
yeah.
crip walk, like that is direct influence of the culture. Or you see these little suburban kids walking around with ski mask on and retro J's and dunks. That is a direct influence of the culture. It's like everything that's used to sell a product, they come to the culture. It's a fact.
That's a fact.
So shout out to the culture, man. But yeah, let's switch it up a little bit.
I do think that a strike across the board, that would be great. Like, black people shouldn't just shoulder that, but there should be a strike for all like users, consumers. We have more power with the companies you were talking about, Facebook, Twitter. We should talk about a strike day, and even the threat of it could like maybe they should be kicking us back some money or something.
No, I agree, bro, because I'm looking at things like the economy right now. Every time I go to Costco, every product in there that went up another $3-4, but nobody's pay is going up and people are giving no pushback. So I'm even thinking of fuck race, take race out of it. People in general.
This is content creators, huh? Yeah.
No, fuck
No,
content.
people,
Real life. We need to have a nationwide strike. Like, hey, look, it was all good up there in Washington, whatever y'all doing with these laws, we not taking it no more. People cannot survive. They literally cannot survive right now. The cost of living is fucking crazy compared to what the average American is making. You got the average American male making $42,000 to $45,000, and the average house is what, damn near $1 million out here. It doesn't correlate. You know what I'm saying? We lost what for every $100 that you had a year ago, it's worth maybe 75 now. So you done lost 25% of your money, your spending power. It's just little shit like that that nobody's paying attention to, that I feel like we need another Boston Tea Party.
So speaking of that, there was a movie that just dropped April 12th, Civil War.
Oh, I saw that Friday.
That's kind of what we're talking about. Do you think that, do you think that's something that is possible to happen again in a civil war? Do you think that we're ready for something like that?
You know what? I'm going to be 100% honest. Most people aren't ready. Most people aren't trained. Most people don't know how to fend for themselves. Most people are 100% relying on the system, and if the system crashes, they will perish. You got grown men out here that don't know how to change a damn tire. You talking about you want a revolution? You know what I'm saying? Now, they have small militia groups that they train for this. They live for this. They got their bunkers ready. They training out in the desert every week. But the majority of society, hell no, they're not ready.
And it's crazy now because I feel like on the internet we see so much of people like romanticizing that scenario, but it would be catastrophic. Like really, you know, that's what the movie really shows to me, that a civil war is not something we really, really want. Most of us freak out if the Wi-Fi is off.
Facts.
So imagine not even having Wi-Fi, or just the possibility of death being like intensified by 1,000. It's just too much.
I think we need to do something though, because what we're doing as a people now is not working. They literally doing anything. Like, I never believed the COVID could happen. I thought that would be the one thing that would set people off, and everybody just sat back and took it. And I said, damn, they can literally do anything.
I mean, I honestly think though, like, something of that sort does have to happen again for there to be some sort of change. Unfortunately, I think that we feel so disconnected from it, because it's already happened once before. We already had a civil war once before. So it could definitely happen again. I just think we're so far from it that we feel it can't, but it can. And I think in most changes, something like this has to take place for a change to occur. Otherwise, I don't think nothing will change.
How y'all feel about it? Y'all ready for a civil war? You ready? You ready to hit the streets? What's the deal, Jason?
No.
Like,
What do you feel people can do to get some more leeway with the way society is going, where it's destroying the middle class?
Shit, I don't know. Trying to figure that out.
I mean, the only thing people can do is make more money at this point. But it's like, where do you find the time? Yes, we have 24 hours in a day, because you hear a lot of people say that. But when you have kids and all these other things and you're trying to survive, how can you, you know what I mean, take the extra time or whatever and be better?
How
Like,
you feel about it, Messiah?
I think it needs to be easier for people.
I don't really think nothing of it. I really don't. They got too many problems day to day. You know what I'm saying? I just, with that type of shit, I think about it when they get here. But like you say, people need to be more prepared for that type of stuff. But if it does happen, I'll just be like, it is what it is. You know what I mean? Go out guns blazing.
See, that's how, but that's
majority of how people
That's
feel.
majority of people. They feel like, I got my own problems. They're not thinking of the overall, hey, if we fight back and fix this, these problems you're having on this level would cease to exist. But you're not looking up here. You're only looking at what's in front of you, but what's in front of you is a direct result from what's going on here. So I feel like that's a lot of people's.
See, I'm
issue with doing that.
down for the cause. That's nothing. Like I can stand on top of the hill and still see what's going on up under me, but I still gotta be realistic. Like where are we at as humans in our society is majority is not gonna even go there. So for me to keep entertaining that thought will be senseless for me. It don't even make no sense because I know that. Like you just said, COVID went on, people went right in the house. A lot of things going on, prices going up, anything can happen. Police can go out here and blow 10 people's brains out and everybody just gonna say, oh, that was crazy. So it don't matter. It's like, it's not even point in even entertaining that type of stuff.
No, it's true. People are not fed up enough, and it's social media and technology has made it to a way where it's like you see it going on, but you can just scroll past it and see something else. So it doesn't really affect you when you think about it. Most people, it doesn't really affect you, so I don't really have to worry about it. Therefore, I'm not gonna want to make a change on shit. I might talk about it, but again, I could just scroll past it and then it doesn't exist no more. So,
Have you seen the movie, Jason?
Which one? Civil War?
Civil War?
No.
No.
Marvel made it or made it?
nah.
You know what? I don't know.
A24.
A24. You said that.
It's a cool movie. It follows 4 journalists from, I believe, I want to say New York to DC.
Yeah, they were on the way to DC because they were going to overthrow the White House and unalive the president.
And it's split into like 4 different sections of America. It's a cool movie. I liked it.
Let me ask you this though. Do you feel like they were prepping society, like, hey, this is finna go on type of thing? Because you know they use the movies to reflect the reality the same way they did, what's the Obama directed movie?
Leave the World Behind.
Leave the World Behind, where the ship lost control and came ashore, and then a few months later, we had a couple ships hit a couple bridges.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, we just seen this in a movie.
I think it's somewhat prepping for sure. I think so. I think when it comes to movies, like the way they get the information, yeah, the possibility has to be explored or have been explored for this information to be available.
I just don't know what it's going to take for society to say, okay, enough is enough. You got a carton of eggs, fucking $7. Like, it's amazing to me how people who make average income are even surviving, especially with kids. I literally don't know how they're doing it. It's fucking insane. The cost of living is crazy. I think we have to make about what they said. It was some astronomical number. From when our fathers and grandfathers were buying houses, you have to make about 80% of that income now to even afford a down payment on a house today. Like, it's astronomical. It's fucking insane.
No, people aren't fed up too, and this is a good point because people are like trinket rich to me, which means like you don't really have any real money, you don't have any real wealth, and obviously you don't like the way things are going, but you get up in the morning, you get a Starbucks, okay, you get a little meal, okay, you pay for the car wash, you do these little things throughout the day, and I feel like those are the things that we do. We just get ourselves a little something, and it just keeps the day going. I feel like people are trinket rich. You have so much of that going on where it doesn't really matter about anything else. Do you get what I'm saying? Because as long as I can get my coffee in the morning, I can do these little things that I do to get me from point A to point B, then I can block everything else out.
But it's just people barely making it through the day, like you're saying. So when you dealing with the struggles of barely making it through everyday life, you like, nigga, fuck everything else. At that point, I don't know, cuz that shit just like, I just don't see nothing happening. I really don't. No civil war. People ain't fed up enough. And then even when it comes to that, you got to think like our ancestors. They was ready to die for that type of stuff. Ready to go to jail forever behind that type of stuff. People ain't going to jail for 30 days. And damn sure ain't finna die for nothing that's outside of whatever maybe they kids or something. And barely even that. You know what I'm saying? So I just think the minds of the people are not able to be thinking for themselves. So maybe if you could make a movement and build all that, but that would take time and a lot of vision to be able to even create that amongst the masses. And before the government let you allow that, they gonna come get your ass.
Viral way. We finna start a movement. I got a question on you. This is completely off topic. How did you feel about the whole Kanye thing with you being Jewish? Do you feel like he was really being anti-Semitic, or the media was blowing it out of proportion what he said?
I think he was being kind of funny, like that clip of him going, "It was a Jewish doctor." He's like doing a Jew thing, complaining about Jewish, saying he's Jewish. It's like, I don't know, he's not. He's an artist. He's just grabbing some spotlight.
So you think he did it more for like clout reasons to stay in the limelight, or did he really feel that way?
I'm sure he's feeling all the things, man. I don't know. I'm sure, like, he's talking about how it's a cabal, but you guys are talking about Drake dissing these people, and like they're creating beef, and there's capital behind different teams, and it's like there's a cabal there too.
Right, that's fair.
That's what I was thinking. Like, man, this shit got to be concocted, because what made you just wake up and all of a sudden all of y'all is just dissing this one person, and there's monetary gain behind this? Because now the rap game is getting the most eyes on this guy in a long time. People were saying rap is damn near dead, so this kind of sparked it back up.
What do you guys think about? And I'm not sure if you know about a secret, something we call a secret relationship between blacks and Jews. Do you feel like Drake could be that bridge to the gap from communities? Because he is Jewish.
Well, his ass is he's Jewish.
So I'm saying, like, because you were just saying about how the rap game has a lot of eyes on it right now, more than it's ever had. I guess is he that secret relationship, and has he been?
I feel like that's why he can't lose.
You know.
Is no matter what happens, they're not gonna let him lose, because he's the cash cow. Not only is he Jewish, he's the cash cow.
But he's not the Messiah.
Well, I mean, you sitting next to the Messiah, so
I think the Messiah is the bridge
yeah.
between
So we gonna use you and the Messiah to bridge the gap. You feel me?
it's bridged.
For sure. But yeah, I feel like Drake. I feel like he is, but he's not. I feel like a lot of Drake is industry created. I don't want to say an industry plant, but if we look at his background, it's not the making of a rap superstar. Coming from Degrassi, he was a little nerdy type of, you feel me? Like, I feel like they concocted his image and put him there.
Yeah.
Damn near.
You think they did the same thing with Kendrick Lamar?
Fuck no.
Man, come on, stop playing, man.
That's
Like
why-
I said,
Hey, you gonna stop getting on? You gonna stop disrespecting K-Dot, cuz.
hey, fuck out of here.
Yeah.
K-Dot was in the street.
That's why you say in the trenches. You go to Bounty Hunter Watch. You see got videos of K-Dot.
K-Dot was in the projects,
Yeah.
battle rapping, when Drake was on Degrassi.
If you hear, even like you said on Good Kid, Mad City, go ahead and put a B CD in. That's
Nah, I don't
that
think he
nigga
is.
had
K-Dot was in the
Yeah,
field.
nigga.
Hey, oh no, back
Girl, on some
to
bullshit trying to get
Nah, on the set, on the set.
Hey, we ain't disrespecting K-Dot today.
Yeah, we're not doing that, cuz we standing with K-Dot for sure. Nah, I fuck with Drizzy too though. Drizzy doing his thing.
Nah, I fuck with Drake
Yeah,
too.
both of them. I fuck with both of them.
Hey, look, this a topic that left my mind, which is why I brought that topic up with old girls saying, you know, black people pulling out their contribution to content, because even the white content creators, the biggest ones, is all a direct result of collabing with the black culture.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Bobby Altiff or whatever her name is.
Yeah.
She blew up out of nowhere at number one. She for sure is an industry plant. She came from people with money, they had connections, whatever the case. She already said that. But her whole stitch is being this white awkward chick that hangs
Good
out
environments.
in hood environments. So it's crazy to see. It's interesting to see. Like, what the fuck? What is she doing over there? To whereas if you had her hanging out with Taylor Swift or somebody, it wouldn't be as interesting. Like, she'll blend right in. So I think that's more so what she was getting at. Like, damn, we have people that's in that lane that can't crack through the surface, but somebody like Bobby could just come and just blow up off of us.
Yeah,
Which one is she? The white girl that be on the couch doing all the interviews?
Yeah, I guess they said she had a divorce because she fucked Drake. Rumors is she fucked Drake.
The little
Whatever
white
the-
one?
Yeah, the little white chick.
It's crazy because I heard, I don't know how true this is, don't quote me on. I heard she reached out to like Funny Marco or something, basically saying she stole a lot of cuz shit and basically just sent cuz some bread.
I give her props on that.
She gave him a bag.
Yeah.
She gave him 25,000 because she ran with his old style.
Yeah, but the difference
But
with
even
that,
that was
but even with the difference with that,
Yeah.
like we say, it's people that's other. It might be other females doing that, but these rappers go straight and jump to their shit. You know what I'm saying? And make her hot. I'm not mad at her for salute her for doing what she do, but we have our own culture and people don't support that. They don't support each other until you already there.
I just-
Like I don't even need it no more. Yeah.
No, I think too. I think that I think that's always been a thing, right? Like when we had, when Justin Bieber got caught in the hood. I know y'all
They had him doing push-ups and
and
shit.
saying shit. I think this shit just funny. You feel me? Niggas think that shit is funny when you got the awkward, white girl around. They probably think it's funny and it's helping both people, so they doing it. But I think overall though, she's capitalizing off it for sure.
I mean, just even on a point where she's had people that barely even do interviews that did interviews with her. And there's other people that probably did interviews for years that couldn't get an interview out of this rapper or whoever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but salute to her, man. She in her bag for real.
Now she doing her thing. She doing it. Is she attractive to you?
I mean, not really. To
No?
be honest. She's not.
She got like a big like groupie down fan base. Like they go crazy over this chick. I be reading the comments.
I mean, man.
They go
You
crazy.
not fucking with her?
They go, I gotta see what she look like. They go crazy over any female. on the
Yeah.
internet.
It's
Mhm.
like,
She built like this.
yeah, like a little stick.
She like a little stick with some big ass titties.
She a white girl.
Yeah, I might be talking about somebody else then.
Now she been running around with
Ari.
what was her name, Ari, in the club, like twerking, doing all type of.
Oh, that was her to sit
Yeah.
on the thing looking
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
on the grill.
Catch a vibe with her.
Catch a
Yeah.
vibe.
Fuck it. I
It's
keep
crazy.
thinking like,
It's
what's
crazy. They don't be bleeding the
Why
black girl
not?
like this how they acting, and you see the white girl just sitting there looking crazy like she don't know what to do.
Well, that's her. That's part of her.
That's part of the act.
Yeah, the act is
But
I'm gonna act awkward to
she
everybody.
probably couldn't twerk anyway.
No,
So
she
probably
can't.
was.
She ain't got no ass to
she
twerk.
was acting. She wasn't acting in that moment.
Hey, how much time we got on this thing?
You done.
Probably.
All right, hold on. All right, we're gonna end it with this one. Best mob movie of all time.
Bronx Tale. Reason why, it's more than just a mob movie. More than just a mob movie, it's a drama. It's a coming of age story. It really shows how the journey hood from boyhood to manhood. It shows the difference in the relationship between blacks and Italians during that time, and how that was very important, how it is still important today. It shows the relationship between son and father. And it shows the way real mobsters really were moving back in the day. So I think, for me, it has a mix of everything, and that's why it makes it the best mob movie.
Bronx Tale had jewels, man.
Jewels.
Bronx Tale had jewels. Like
About life, like just
even like getting in the car, if she don't reach over and open the
Oh,
door,
come
she ain't
on.
the one. Like I
Yeah.
ran with that as a young.
Yeah.
As a young man, I kept that jewel in the back of my head.
even a little shit like him getting in the car and reversing the whole way out the neighborhood. I don't know if y'all remember that. He just reversed out the whole neighborhood. Not that I would do that, but little things like that made me like, the mob, well, they take that much caution to things, like for whatever he was doing it for, they didn't say, but it's just like, okay, it made me feel like this is something maybe they really do, because where else would you get that from?
It was
I'ma
a lot
say-
of life lessons.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Godfather Part 2, man. Godfather 2 was more. That was when Michael Corleone started coming into his own. You know what I'm saying? And he really got to break down the works of the way the mob moved. You got to be in a mob house. You got to be a Bronx Tale. To me, you wasn't really in the mob house. It was a boy trying to be around the mob that was around mobsters. The Godfather was the mob. Like, so I'm gonna go with Godfather 2, man. It's a lot of good mob movies though. Yeah, I gotta stick with that one.
No, that's a fact, because they even go to Italy, they show the farm, they really do the whole shit. So
What you picking, Jason?
I like The Departed, but some of these movies, when you watch it back, it's a little slow.
So you would consider that, because I consider that like a more of
It's an
a,
action movie.
of a like a thriller type of cop movie. I didn't really consider it a mob movie.
Oh, I felt like Jack Nicholson was like a mobster.
No, they were for sure in a mob, I guess, but I guess I never considered it one. That's crazy, because that's a great movie.
See, the Bronx Tale, that's an all-time classic. I don't really consider it a mob movie though. Like you said, they weren't really following the mob. It was so much like an honest working dad trying to keep his son out the streets and away from the mobsters. Me, I'm tying. I'm juggling with Scarface and Casino.
Was Scarface more?
'Cause-
Was that more of a mob movie, or
Not
was that
really.
just? Was he just? What was he? What
Was
was
he
he? A
from Colombia?
Cuban?
He was
Yeah,
something like the
Cuban.
Colombian-
A broke Cuban.
Well, you
came
know what,
and got
yeah.
rich. Yeah.
No, he was a part of a mob.
What mob? It was only three
No,
of them.
he wasn't.
niggas.
The Colombian mob.
It was only him. It was like four niggas.
Them niggas was in Colombia though.
Yeah, but he wasn't a mob. He just was a dope dealer. He had a
Yeah.
plug. Yeah.
That's
All right.
Colombian.
I'm gonna say Casino then, because that showed you the inner workings of how the mob directly runs Vegas.
Okay, Casino was one. Because Bronx Tale, you could say that. After you saying that, it's not really a mob.
And Casino also showed you the negative side of the mob. Because when we think of the mob, we romanticize it. Especially as a black culture, we looking at it like, oh, you know, they so loyal, they so gangster, this and that. It's like we romanticize the mob. We didn't see the backstabbing, the snitching, and so Casino really shows you that. How they took the brothers out back and beat the shit out of them with the bats. That was crazy. Buried them alive. Mafia movies wasn't showing you that part of it. The backstabbing and the lying and the stealing money. Like, that was raw.
I gotta disagree because when you had Godfather, you had the three brothers. You had Sonny, he ended up getting killed. You know what I'm saying? He got the brother ended up being a snake on that movie, and they did show a lot of the works of how the rankings work.
Meetings too.
The real mob meetings. You couldn't go against this dude without certain things, and even the lessons in that, like when they was talking to the dude and the pops was negotiating, they actually get in his pockets, and he telling his son like, "Shut the fuck up," basically, like you need to. He talking too much when you need to listen. You know what I'm saying? Not saying that was so deep, but that ended up getting him killed in that movie later down the line. So I just think, I don't know, Godfather, I feel like that was more mob style. The way they getting killed, you know what I mean?
I gotta watch it again.
It was just slow.
It was long as a bitch.
Slow, yeah.
It wasn't enough action for me.
You had the crooked cops, you know what I mean?
It's a lot.
Yeah, so it was a lot.
See, I don't remember The Departed. What the fuck was The Departed?
Cop movie. It's Leonardo DiCaprio, right? And he's an undercover cop. He goes undercover for Mark Wahlberg, and he's trying to find out what is he
trying to get dirt on Jack Nicholson.
On Jack Nicholson, yeah. It's cold. You gotta watch that.
Yeah, see, when I'm thinking of mob, I'm just thinking of like straight Italian mob.
Even Goodfellas, that was more mob.
Yeah, that's mob.
I liked Ari Gold in Entourage, and like it's like him against all these other talent agencies, and there's like little cartels that form around the situation. I don't know if you guys watched that show.
Entourage.
No, I didn't watch that one.
Oh.
Which was the one that just it had a weird ending, like that. It was a great show, but then the ending it just ended with like a black screen. Sopranos.
To me, that's one.
Do we count that?
I'll count it. If we're gonna count it, then I'll pick that because every episode's filmed like a movie to me, personally.
I mean, that's a TV series, so I can't count it as a movie.
Yeah. I tried to get into it. The episode's a little too long for me. I'm more of a, like the Wire type of guy.
Wire was great. I think when you watch The Sopranos too, there's no music. Like it's straight. They really want you to focus on the acting. And James Gandolfini, as a mobster, like he was a cold boss. And when you watch that shit and they talk about the underbosses and the capos and just the way it worked, the unions, they got like deals with black reverends. Like it's very they break down how the mob really works. They break it down pretty good. And they whack a lot of niggas. So it's interesting too.
I think we overdue for another good mob movie, man. It's been a while. I think they should revisit. It's a lot of monsters that they can do shit on.
But it's I think a lot of the people that play the mob characters is getting too old. So it's like, damn, who else do we see? Like you had the Robert De Niro's and you had all them that played in a lot of them mob movies. So it's gonna be difficult.
That's what I mean. You could get some fresh new talent.
It's the same way though. Like it's the same way like I feel like in the black community with like some of the movies we had, like
our classics.
The people are just like there's no people that are really connected to the mob like that anymore. I feel like those guys for sure grew up around people like that, where probably the kids now haven't grown up around so much around people like that, or it's so different that they don't even know how to act that way. Because I feel like them niggas was really acting because they seen somebody down the street act like that.
Yeah, I would like to see another one. It's been a while. We haven't had any really good mob movies since shit. I can't even tell you. So I think it's overdue. Yeah. And I'm gonna say this too, because I seen Chris Tucker. I'm ending with this. Campaigning for Another Friday. It's over, bro.
Damn, for real?
You blew it? It's over, bro. You blew it. Half the cast is dead. They're not even no longer here. Pops is gone. Ezel is gone. Debo's gone. Yeah. It's over, bro. We've been campaigning for y'all to do another one for years and years and years. I see he want DC Young Fly to play his son because the space he's at in life, he can't play Smokey. I guess he went to that whole
said that same shit though 5-10 years ago.
Exactly, but I don't know if the money getting low and he like trying to seize the opportunity now. I think it's over, bro.
I think he just more so realizing like he had an opportunity to really make a history and blew it.
Yeah, he blew it. He blew
Because
it.
now you would have added Mike Epps to the addition. That would have been a great movie.
Nigga, Cube not even in that part of his life. It seemed like he more taking a political stance on things and doing shit like that. So it's
I
like
think Q can always get back in that bag. I just think, like you just said, it's just certain people. Q family ain't gonna be in that
It's like
motherfucker.
you old, you fat now. It's like you're not funny anymore. Like it's over, bro. Like that window of opportunity is gone.
If they make it, I'm still gonna go watch it.
Facts.
But it's just like
Leave that shit alone.
But yeah, it's a wrap.
But yeah, man, y'all make sure y'all share, subscribe to the channel. Y'all go follow my boy Jason channel. Tell them where they can find you at again.
Yo, I want to come back on this podcast.
Let's do it.
The Viral Way podcast.
Oh yeah, we're gonna have my boy Jason back, you feel me? We got the Jewish Connect now. It's official. We finna be moving up, you feel me? We're gonna holler at my boy Jason. We need to go over some contracts, 50-50 split, however you wanna do it.
He ain't going for no 50.
Yeah, we ain't going for the 50, but we gonna make something happen, man. Tap in, man, the Viral Way.
Yeah.
Bang.
Bang.
Good one, y'all.
For sure.
That shit was long as hell.
within an hour.
When
like
we bring
30.
you back, we gotta get on some high power stuff that we usually like to talk about.
Nah,
Like, we
for
like to
sure.
really get on.
Man, I could have went for 2 hours on OJ, man.
Hey, this nigga, man, he was tripping with the OJ shit.
My bad. I didn't mean to rush the OJ thing.
Oh, no, you good.
I'm just saying.
Nah, I think you should have gave the take you was giving us when we was talking right
Yeah, see, somebody talking about a Colombian necktie professional hit.
Yes, I'm telling you.
I didn't know nothing about the
Nigga,
professional
no,
hit.
nigga, I'm trying to tell y'all.
You talking about what, Sopranos?
No, I'm reading the comments on the live. Niggas talking about that was a professional hit, the OJ shit.
It wasn't, bro. If it was a crime of passion, he would have got caught.
Yeah, y'all good looking for tapping in, man. We up out of here.